Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. Today we're going to be starting off my Christmas series, and I thought we would start off in my front hall because this is a space that greets visitors, and it's just so nice to make this space cozy and welcoming, especially for the Christmas season. So I did remove all the fall decor, and we're just going to start off with the bare slate and start decorating. So off camera, I did place two 3M hooks on the top of this mirror, and I envisioned swanking this beautiful garland to the side of the mirror. So I just kind of wanted it off center, and I was just envisioning it draping off the side, leading into the garland that I am going to place on top of the hall table. So I thought this would be a different look. I haven't actually ever hung garland from this mirror, so I was excited to give this a try. And then I'm going to place some pre-lit garland. This is from Canadian Tire. They sell this every holiday season, and I believe for this garland it was around $40, but I thought that was a great price because it does come lit and it is quite long. So I just started off by placing that, and then I'm just going to start fluffing it to make it look nice and full. I feel like this is almost the most time-consuming part when you're decorating either a tree or garland, is just to fluff it all out and make it look nice and pretty, and you really want to make it look full, especially after it's been packed away for the winter. I find it really does get squished down. So I just wanted to spread this out, and I just spent a little bit of time doing that. This is a flocked garland, so it did make a huge mess. I love the look of them, but I always forget how much of a mess it makes. So as I was spreading out all of the greenery on this, I did vacuum in between just because it was making such a mess, not only on the table, but also on the floor. So I just kind of cleaned as I went. And then I'm going to take my twinkle lights. I use these in my fall series for decorating, and I just love these. They just give off such a pretty glow. And I believe they were around $15 for a strand, but the strand is quite long. So I was able to wrap these lights on the garland around the mirror, as well as the garland on the table. I know this garland was already pre-lit, but I find that the lights do get quite dim. They are battery operated. Unless you're changing the batteries almost every couple days, they do get dim quite fast. So I just wanted a little bit more light and ambient. So I thought I would just string these in just because they are a lot brighter. And because they are plug-in, they don't really lose their brightness. So I just really love these twinkle lights, and I just love that you can put them on different settings depending on how you want it to look. I'm not sure if you've ever seen these before, but they do carry them a lot at Winners and HomeSense, and basically it's a garland, but it just has a bunch of Christmas balls attached to it. So the reason I love this is it was $19.99, but it is so great for filling in a space, and it just saves you all the time from having to put individual balls in the garland. I just feel like it just looks so full and beautiful, and I think for $19.99, the amount of balls you get and how long the garland actually is such a great price, and it just adds such a rich, classy look to the space. So I was out shopping at the Mercantile, and I found this whole roll of burlap for $6, which I couldn't believe because there was quite a lot on here. So I was really envisioning a rustic glam Christmas this year. So I thought this would be the perfect addition, and I love this material because it is so easy to work with and manipulate. So basically what I was doing is I was just kind of scrunching it together, and then I was using the garland to kind of cinch it in. So I find this is just really easy to work with, and it just makes everything look really full. And I just couldn't believe for $6 it was hard to pass up, because at Michael's this would run a lot more and you wouldn't get near as much. So I actually might go back to the Mercantile and grab a few more, because they did have quite a lot in stock, just because I think I'm going to use this also on some of my trees. So I mainly focused on the back of the garland, just because this is so full. I didn't want to put too much to the front. I wanted to really showcase the greenery and the beautiful silver ball. So I just wanted this to be more in the background, just to fill in some of that space at the back. So it was really nice that I could just use the garland to kind of cinch everything in. And as you can see, I'm just rolling it out. There was just so much on here. I just was really surprised that they actually had this on sale, but I think it was part of their fall decor, so they were just trying to move some of the inventory out. So I was really happy that I happened to go in and find that on such a good price. I didn't want to carry this all the way down the sides also. I was thinking of just putting it on the top, but then I felt the sides looked kind of bare. So I thought, because I did have so much of it, that I would just continue this all the way down. And I think it really gives a beautiful effect. The thing I also love about this mesh is it's very forgiving. So even if you cut it crooked or it just doesn't always lay perfect, it still looks really put together, I find. And then I just wanted to carry it also to the top of the mirror. I wasn't going to at first, but then I thought it just looked a little bit bare up there still. So I thought if I just added this to the top, it would just tie in a lot nicer to the bottom. So I think it does tie in really nice, and it just looks really elegant and classy. The garland at the top here is a little bit different than the lower garland. I find it's just a lot stiffer, so it was hard to use the garland to tie it. So all I did was take some pipe cleaners, and then I just used the pipe cleaners to secure it to the garland. So that did end up working really well, and it did blend in, so you didn't even notice the pipe cleaners that I was using. So I found these beautiful icicles at Canadian Tire this year, but I know they do carry them every year because I've bought them previous years, and I just wanted to cut off the string on the top. I don't really like using the string. I find it's too flimsy, so I just replaced the string with these little hooks, and I was just envisioning hanging these from the garland, and I just thought they would give a really beautiful icicle look to the space. So I just started by placing these on the garland at the top of the mirror. I believe they did come in a pack of 12, or it may have even been 16, and I think they were fairly inexpensive. I believe they were around $4 or $5, so I thought that was a great deal. I have seen something similar at the Dollar Tree also, but because I was at Canadian Tire picking up a few things, I just decided to browse the Christmas aisle, and they were starting to put out all their Christmas decor, so I was super excited about that. And I'm not sure where you guys live. If you're in Canada, you would probably know about Canadian Tire, but if you're in the States, you might not. But basically, it's a hardware store, but they also sell toys, home decor, kitchenware, just a bit of everything. And you can find a lot of great pieces at that store. Because there were so many icicles in the pack, I did decide that I would drape some going down the garland also. Initially, I was just going to put some at the top, but I thought it would look really pretty just to kind of drape some along the sides as well. Then I did end up adding some to the bottom of this garland, just because it was looking a little bit bare. So I thought maybe if I just draped a few of these, it would just add a little bit of a sparkle down there. So I do end up hiding that battery pack. I just kind of tuck it into the garland a bit more. So that is concealed later on in the video. But this is just kind of an overview of what it looks like so far. And I just think it looks really pretty, and I just love the reflection that it gives off. Now these flowers, I believe they're supposed to be like a poinsettia. They were also from Canadian Tire, and I believe they were around $4 or $5 each, but I got them last year. And I thought I would just tie in a little bit more of that glam factor by just adding these to the table. And then I just added one to the top of the mirror just to tie that all in. This tray I did have here in my fall decor, and I thought I would just use it again. I did have a mirrored tray, but I thought it was just a little bit too glam because it would be sitting on top of the mirrored table. So I wanted to keep it a little bit more rustic. So I just placed this beautiful church on top. This is one of my favorite pieces, and in our house, Christmas is about God. It's about the birth of Jesus, and I like to always keep that center stage in my decor. So I just love this beautiful Christmas setting with this beautiful church. I just think it's so beautiful. It was from a local nursery in town called Cozines, and it's just so sparkly and pretty. I do need to change the batteries because it is a little bit dull, but once I do, it is quite bright and beautiful. These beautiful little trees were from Winners this year, and they were $9.99 each, and I just love the rustic glam look that they give off, and they were part of the inspiration for why I decided to do a rustic glam. I just think the wood tones mixed with the glam just looks so beautiful. So I'm really liking how the space is turning out, and now I'm just going to move to the bottom of this table and start decorating it. This pillow is from Winners this year, and it was $19.99. And then this beautiful box was from Michael's. I did get this last year, and I love these kinds of pieces because they fill out a lot of space and they're fairly inexpensive. And then those fake little logs are from the Mercantile. I thought those were really pretty just to add that rustic touch. And then that small little glam box, that was from Dollarama. These beautiful white bulbs are from Canadian Tire, and for the pack of 2, I believe it was $1.50. And I just wanted to add a little bit more white to tie in those white poinsettias. And I thought these were so beautiful, and they just had that beautiful sparkle to them. And I thought they tied in really nicely with the poinsettias. So I just wanted to add a few of those in to the garlands. I think the added touch of just a few of these just made the space feel a lot fuller. And sometimes when you're looking at a space and it's not looking like what you envisioned in your head, sometimes all it takes is a few little tweaks and then it's what you're envisioning. So sometimes you just have to play around, and I can be somewhat of a perfectionist, but I just have to learn that sometimes you just have to play around with it and you will get to the desired look. So this is how the space looks all completed. I think it looks really beautiful and welcoming, and I just was really happy with how it turned out. I'm curious, do you guys know yet how you're going to decorate for the Christmas season? I know it can be a lot to think about, just the look that you want to go for, because there is so much decor out there. But sometimes I like to mix it up. On my lower level, I like to do a certain look, and then on the upstairs, I might go a different route, and I think I'm going to do that again this year. But I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and give this video a like. And if you are one of my followers, I'm so blessed and happy to have you here. And this is going to be part 1 of my series. I am going to finish decorating this lobby this week, and then I would love for you to come back and see what the finished outcome looks when everything is completed. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you at the next video. Bye friends, God bless.